So returns happen, returns are inevitable, and they can be a little painful when they are rather pricey items, such as this Canon portable printer, wireless TR150. Fairly pricey, over $100 they often go for. I paid only $10 at a thrift shop, and I sold it for 106 and some cents almost a month ago. And I thought that would be the end of it until they sent me a message saying it doesn't work. But I'm like, okay, whatever, send it back. And when it gets returned, I notice, yes, indeed, it doesn't work anymore. But what's this? Screws are missing. A screw's missing there. A screw's missing here. There's some gouges in the plastic along seams. So I messaged the guy, yeah, I can confirm it doesn't work. By chance, did you attempt to service the machine? He said, no, absolutely not. I just plugged it in and it wouldn't work. I wanted to kind of believe him. Like, I thought maybe it didn't work for whatever reason. It got jostled around in shipping. Originally, I asked him, hey, did it look like the packaging had been damaged or mishandled? Could you take some photos of that to help me in my claim against the shipping company for damaging it? He said none of that was the case. Oh, and there's a plastic panel still loose popping up here. Interesting. So maybe he just opened it because it was jammed and he wanted to try to free the jam, but now it definitely doesn't work. Something's definitely damaged. But I wasn't sure how to proceed, so I contacted eBay customer support and actually spoke to somebody on the phone. And ultimately I did what they recommended I do. Because I'm a top-rated seller, I have the opportunity to withhold half of the purchase price of the item and also withhold the original shipping on the grounds that they had altered the item. And that, unfortunately, was not the end of it. I refunded only about $44, which was half of the purchase price, but not the original shipping. And then the customer made a complaint. But let me show you some more items first. Sold some designer frames, Vera Wang frames only, for $15.25. Picked that up for $2 at a thrift store. A gaming mouse, optical wired gaming mouse. Nothing too crazy or special. This is the Razer Death Adder version 2. Very clean though and works perfectly. Sold it for $10 on an offer. Probably could have gotten a couple more. I got that for $2 at a thrift store as well. These shoes I got just last week. They sold real fast. City, I think it's pronounced. Professional cycling shoes. They're in great condition. They sold pretty fast. Sold for $45.95 plus shipping. All of these are plus shipping unless I say otherwise. I never figured out exactly what model these shoes are, so I spitballed on the price. And now looking at other comps again, I might have been able to get $10 more or $8 or $9 more, but it moved fast and I had only paid a couple dollars for them at a church sale. We have this little My Neighbor Totoro art crystal jigsaw puzzle, steel sealed. I found it for only $1 in a Goodwill. Sold for $14.21 plus shipping. A quick little one with a Samsung digital camera. This is the Digimax D53. Works fine, pretty clean. Nothing special, only $24.95. It's only 5 megapixel. But hey, it's a solid sale because I only paid $1 for it. This thing is wrapped up, so I'll put up some pictures from my post, but it's a MyGent Pocket Modem from the 1980s for a Macintosh. It's an old telephone line modem. It's complete with its manuals and its floppy disk drive for drivers and all sorts of cables, but it's vintage. I said no returns, and I made explicit in the listing, there's no guarantee this is going to work. You should assume it will not work. This is a collector's item, essentially. I took an offer on it and sold it for $15. And that was a personal item. I forget where we picked it up. No cost of goods on that. All right, a very fast sell. I got this Canasta Caliente card game. And I've had many copies of this card game before, and I know they sell fast. This is an unusual box. Usually you'll see a kind of a golden box with a dancer in a dress, and going for $20 free shipping is pretty common. And I sold this for $11.95 plus about $6 of shipping. Probably could have gotten a couple more dollars, but move it in, move it out, make money, get on with life. And the final sale from the weekend was this adjustable range of motion post-op elbow brace. The thrift shops sold this to me for just $2, and I sold it for $28.46. And that is with a 25% discount. So I'm thinking, looking at the comps again, I probably overpriced it a little bit. But a lot of the medical braces, foot braces, slings that you'll find are not really worth much at all. They're basically disposable products, stuff that should just be thrown away rather than given to a thrift shop. But the thrift shop obviously thought this was one such item and didn't realize that it was special. But it actually has controls where you can set different angles of flexion and extension of the joint. And this is handy post-operatively where you don't want to overextend or overcontract the joint too rapidly right after surgery, and you'll follow the doctor's advice or the physical therapist's advice on what degree of range of motion to limit yourself to how long. And so if you see a joint brace that has some sort of dials or locking mechanism, check that out. That could be worth something. So back to this. The guy opened a case, and eBay put my funds on hold, about $66, and they very quickly came back and closed the case in my favor. So I don't have any negative consequences to my account. I'm not out any more money except the $44 or so that I refunded, which, well, basically I'm only out the $10 for the machine that I originally paid for and is now broken. eBay decided to pay the buyer the remainder, $60+ out of eBay's own pocket. And hey, that's their call. I'm not sure they should have, but those are the sales from the weekend and what's going on with me lately, so I'll see you next time.